guys, welcome back. So, this evening, my grandson is spending the night, and wonderful kid. I love him, I really do. And I was down here making a couple videos, and he started to fuss. So, instead of waking up his father, I was already up, went in, grabbed him, made a bottle. I mean, you're eating it, right? Okay, cool. So he's eating it, so it must be halfway decent. And it got me thinking. Hi. Fatherhood. No, let me rephrase that. Being a dad. Because, let's be honest, and pardon my language, any asshole can be a father, but it takes a real man to be a dad. And I have to say, my son... What, bub? Yeah. My son is a dad. And as a dad, watching him with his son, it's amazing. It truly is amazing. And it got me thinking, like, well, what is it to be a dad? And really, as a dad, we're programmed to do three things mainly: protect, provide, and fix. I mean, this is going to ruffle some feathers, and that's fine. This is just my take on it. And I mean, a spade here. I'm a prick. I was a prick father, and I'm okay with that. I am not here to be my children's best friend. I am here to raise them to be productive members of society, self-sufficient, and in the case of my oldest son, a great father. And I always lived off those three principles: provide, protect, fix. Provide is easy. Go to work, make money, provide food, shelter, clothes on their back. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Provide is easy. Protect, that includes protecting your children from themselves. You know, that's part of raising them. You know, you can't have ice cream every night. You gotta have protein. You gotta have starches. You gotta have vegetables. So protecting is a little harder. Not just physically protect, but you do everything you can to protect their emotional state, their mental state, and yes, their physical state, but from others, from themselves, it's very difficult. And then fix, that can sometimes be just as equally hard as protecting, because, you know, fixing bicycles, that's easy. Fixing toys, okay. A little duct tape, super glue, and 2-part epoxy, and you can build a bridge. Yes, that's right, buddy. Yeah. Um, but fixing can sometimes be hard. Especially if their emotions are hurt. You want to fix that, especially if you're the one that caused it. And like I said, I can be a real prick, but I did it because I love them. If I didn't love them, I wouldn't care. And really, this video is made for me and a couple other people, and you know who you are. But if you're hanging out, I appreciate it, because this is probably gonna be a longer one. But right now, I mean, yes, my son had a son. I'm now a grandfather. But that doesn't mean I want to stop protecting, providing, and fixing for him. That's my emotional baggage. Logically, I know he's now a man. Like, he's 20 years old, corrections officer. I'm extremely proud of him. Um, I became even more proud of him when I saw. Hey, listen, you got to stop interrupting me. I'm trying to make a video. I was even more proud of him when I saw him with his son. And my youngest son, David, he's 12. I'm still protecting, providing, and trying to fix for him. And again, I'm not here to be his best friend. I'm not saying don't be friends with your kids, but you're the parent. You need to have that clear line. And with my youngest son, he's hitting that age where I can start doing things with him. And hey, shush, shush, you should be sleeping. You should be sleeping, but you're not. You woke up. So, my son recently wanted to play Magic with me and Dungeons and Dragons. I grew up in the I grew up in the. You hear him? That's my grandson Angel. He's awesome. Um, I grew up in the '90s, and we played Dungeons and Dragons growing up, so that's really what I know the most. So he's starting to get into it, and he asked for a couple friends to come over and play Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm DMing for him. I mean, we've only done one session, but the kids, man, they are smart, and they're creative, and they like to watch my children grow up and in Logan's case turn into a man, and in David's case he's in the process of turning into a very good young man. And I'm not rushing that. Please, if you've ever seen the Goldbergs, I'm Bev. I love my kids so much, and I don't ever want them to leave. But excuse me for a second. Turn that around, sir. That's the wrong end. Here you go. So, I lost my spot. Lost my train of thought. Oh, so watching him play Dungeons and Dragons and laugh and have a good time with other young men, it's really an eye opener. Just like watching Logan with his son and his girlfriend, and she's a sweet girl. She really is. Um, I like her a lot. Um, she's a good mother. She's a good partner to my son. She keeps him in check. Busts his balls. Oh man, does she bust his balls? I love it. Love it. Um, my favorite game or sport in the world is bust Logan's balls. Just get him wound up and But um, my father said to me, he goes, he goes, I'm your father. I'm not your friend. When you have your own kids, then we'll be friends. And sure enough, I had children, and me and my father became friends. Me and my mother became friends. And not that I'm done raising Logan, but I am done raising Logan, but I will always be there to help him. I can't protect him anymore. He's providing for his son. He's protecting his son. He's going to try to fix for his son. And so will I. He's my grandson. If he needs something, guess what? All he's got to do is come and talk to Pop Up. If he has a problem, he's just got to come talk to Pop Up. Yeah. Yeah. He's my buddy. So, my wife said to me, she says, I said, well, what's Logan gonna do? He's young. He's just starting out in a career. He's got a kid. Like, what's he gonna do? And she says, listen, you can be there to help him, but you can't do it for him. So it's time for him to figure out his own way in life. And it hit hard, but she's right. I'll always be here for him. Doesn't matter. I'll always be here for his son. Yeah. And I'm sorry, the cats keep walking by and I keep getting distracted between that and watching the baby. What? Here, look, it's right here. So, being a father, or dad, excuse me. Sometimes I'm very formal, but being a dad, it's the greatest and worst job I've ever had. It's the greatest job because I get to watch them become human beings. I get to watch them become human beings and have their own lives and personalities, and they've brought me many years of joy, and they're going to bring me more years of joy. It's the worst job in the world because they also bring you the most heartache and the most frustration. And God, can your kids, they know how to make you angry. And I mean, chewing on nails and spitting out staples mad. But you love them. No matter what, you love them. And it's the greatest thing and the worst thing, like I said. But it's I'm not one of them open up, touchy, feely emotion guys, but with what's happened in the last couple weeks, I wanted to throw it out there, not just to me, but to other people, and in the future, if this YouTube thing is still around, and my grandson, he has a child and a significant other, and if he happens to watch it, I hope this message reaches him, because you don't become a dad until you hold your baby for the first time. That's what they say. And to a point, to a certain extent, it's true. But I love it. I love being a father. Anyone that knows me and knows my wife, like I said, I'm Beverly from the Goldbergs. Like, my children are my life. Followed very closely by my wife. And I'm starting to hit the point in my life where I'm like, well, I better start making my wife priority one, because the boys are getting older. They're gonna, God forbid, move out and leave me, and it'll just be me and my wife. But until that day happens, I'm gonna be there for them. So, to Logan, this is specifically directed at Logan. I want to apologize for being the biggest prick in the world to you. I love you, but gosh, sometimes you were tough, but you turn into a great man, and I couldn't ask for a better kid. To my son David, you're turning into a wonderful young man, and I'm very proud of you as well. So, to those fathers that are having a tough time out there, can I have one more minute, please? You little shit. Yeah. Here, yeah, you're a little shit. To the other fathers out there, listen, just love your sons, love your daughters. Be there for them. Do what you can, but remember, they have a life too, and you can only teach them and pray that they take the lessons so much. And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So, yeah, I know this is a long one right now. We're at what, 18:20, and I'm not gonna edit this one. This is off the cuff, and yeah, it might even be longer. I don't think, I might not be done. This isn't for views. This isn't for ratings. This isn't for anything. This is really directed specifically at two people, and they know who they are. One is my son, Logan. The other one is, he knows who he is. I'm not gonna say any names, but embrace it. Enjoy this time. Yes, it's going to be turbulent. Yes, it's uncertainty. Yes, but you know what? That's life, brother. And you got my number. I'm always here for you. You can call. And again, this is to my son Logan. I'll always be here for you. I'll always give you advice if you want it, and I'll try not to overstep my bounds. And just remember, son, I do love you. So I'm gonna go, because he's starting to get fussy and he needs me to hang out with him. So thank you for listening to this. Have a good night.